It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and this is a much anticipated and exciting day in the Pacific Beach Garden. If you are local to San Diego and you want some free plants, do indeed hit me up at designforserenity@yahoo.com. We're starting by removing all of the aloe arborescence. And these are healthy. We haven't seen a speck of aloe mite on any of these, but they're just, I put 12 5-gallon plants in 3 years ago, and this is what we've got now. So what we're going to do instead is stage barrels here. Turn off the irrigation and just put some barrels and call it a day. So all of these are free. We have these variegated opuntias that are also coming out. In my defense, not my idea. Client wanted those, and now she realizes that was also an error. This is a deceptively small space, so we have to really just dial it in. And that's what we're doing. We're going to preserve every single plant we can. This fantastic aloe here, I've already started. We're just going to pull stuff out, and then we'll take cuttings and replace. We are very close to the ocean. It is very maritime here and cool and breezy, so shouldn't have any problem working with the cuttings. These Bainsiis are staying. We are just going to open them up. I'm going to lace those out. This Resinifera is going to be moved down the slope where the Zamia or cardboard palm is. The client does not want that. I didn't plant that, but she just doesn't care for it because it is growing way too rapidly. And that's also prime succulent real estate. So after lacing this Bainsii out and moving the Resinifera, that's going to free the Plicatillus, because this is just masterful and it's completely lost here. So, when we're doing a restoration, we just have to make executive decisions. And a lot of it also depends on, see the hummingbird? A lot of it also depends on the client's preferences. And Christine is a collector and really appreciates having a vast variety of plants in her garden. So I'm going to be looking for areas where I can bring in some new and well-behaved things as well. There are so many more varieties of mangave now. Since I did this installation 3 years ago. Here's one. They can get massive too, but there are smaller varieties that we can work with. All of the jaguars are coming out. They are all over the garden. I hadn't really done a whole lot down here in phase 1 when we did the initial installation. The client's been adding cuttings and whatnot as she's gone, and it's just, overwhelming her. So this will also be judiciously laced out. We've got agave quadricolors. We know those pup incessantly. The jaguars pup. She's got some arborescence in here that'll come out. She's got some really beautiful crests. Yeah, that's I think it's might be a Fred Ives. Yeah, anywho, so once, if you find yourself in this situation and succulent land of milk and honey problems, right? Hashtag. Don't worry about it. Just start taking stuff out. Start editing. Start taking stuff out that you don't want, and watch the space just open up. That's what I'm going to do. I do not have a master plan for any of this. I'm going to let it tell me. Then all along here, we planted a lot of bromeliads. She has a really beautiful collection of bromeliads, and it got a little too hot, so they installed this really cool sunshade, which is pretty. I like that. I love the way it looks too, and it's providing some really crucial shade for these plants. Here's another Fred Ives. This is a really beautiful little crest right here. Love that. She has a lot of gasteria as well. Then, as we move our way to the back, here's some decisions. These Perryi are going to come out of the pots and go into the landscape because they're not going to get any bigger than this. They are the truncata. They're not the puppers. They're solos. So I think we'll be in really good shape. I'm going to free these pots up for some collectibles. This big, beautiful barrel cactus is going to go down in our new barrel colony. I will probably move out this mangave too into the landscape. Then this Petalanthus bracteus is going to go in the place of the agave McDouglii down there. That thing is just not suitable for this property. It's just, its potential is far too great. That's going. We also, somehow or another, I don't know, I don't remember this, but this is the agave moon glow, which is a knockoff of the blue glow. And it's not as pretty and it puffs like crazy, so those are going to be out of here. And this beautiful aloe Hercules is actually with 3 cuttings from the big massive mama over there. These are also coming out. We have designated homes for them, and then this Yucca rostrata is going to get moved into this prime location right here. We're going to leave the Pachypodium alone. The Aluaudia procera might get a few judicious cuts, but you know, not going to make any major changes to it. But you know, here's the conundrum. You know, when you look at this garden, the first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, are they watering every day for 5 hours? What is happening? Clearly not, because if that were the case, this would be fully leafed out right now too. So I just think these plants love it here. All of these mangaves, jaguars, are going to be available for adoption. Some of the bromeliads are going to be available. This is a really, really beautiful aloe ferox that will find a different home in the garden where it can grow. Really unusual. I really like that. And then this is a blue glow. So the blue glow is also going to get moved somewhere else where it can be, probably over in the front yard where those zinnias are. What I have Miguel and Gordon working on right now, and Greg is standing point guard, is removing this giant Hercules.
Whoa.
Huh?
Removing?
Yes, it's coming out. So what they're going to do is take off pieces, branches, which will be available for adoption as well, and then just start cutting. I really don't think that the root system is going to be that aggressive because this plant's only been here 3 years. So, and it was smaller than the one that we just put in Mira Mesa. So we'll see. You know, we'll just have to see how it goes. If it's just looking like it's not going to come out, we might be able to just saw it level and make a planter out of it. Just put something on it. So, yes, and you know, Cameronii galore. Another really beautiful aloe hybrid right there that'll find a new home. This Baccarnia recurvata that is over there by the passion vine is going to go in the Hercules place in the event that we are able to get it out. So that's my first choice. Even if we have to just saw down a few inches below grade and then add more soil and put the Baccarnia on top. So yeah, we got our work cut out for us. So we are wrapping up day 1 in Pacific Beach, and it was everything I dreamed it would be. As you can see, we are sans Hercules. That Baccarnia recurvata is going to move into its place. I think that is going to be a far better choice long term. The Guiangolia, she's got a number of these all over the garden, so this might be out on the curb for free giveaway. This beautiful, luscious aloe, it's lost right there. I may move that out to the front. The stand of Cameronii, I'm still loving it. So this may not be bothered with. Our client, Christine, putters and is a wonderful artist. Look at the wreath that she made out of Crassulagalum and Tillandsias. Isn't that gorge? She's got so many vertical planters too. I love the way she's hung these with these hooks.
At a slight angle
yep.
too.
more at a slight angle, you know, to keep air flowing behind. I think that's awesome. We haven't made it very far back here. I mean, that Hercules took 3 guys most of the day. This whole bed is going to have to be reinvented this week. And we'll be, oh, hello. We will be knocking, pulling out. These will be up for grabs too, these Jaguars here.
Speaking of, thanks to everyone who came today.
Yes, and thanks to everyone who came today to pick up plants. Yay! We'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waitress. So, yes, this is just a lot. So freeing this area of these Jaguar, I think is going to look amazing. This is still pretty tight, pretty good. We got our fruit trees. The Dickia have done fantastic. Look at that stand of barrel cactus. How gorge. This Pachypodium Lemerii is a little conky wonkus, but it might just have to stay that way.
And throw off those 2 branches here that could...
Because it is trying, yeah, I mean, these plants are so smart. I mean, it is literally trying to balance itself by adding more weight on this side. If you look up close, Hannah, you can see that this was at some point infested with scale. See all that brown? Now they're dead now, but it does unfortunately scar the plant. I will have Christine come out here with a brush and knock those off. This Hercules was a cutting from the big Mama Hercules that we took out, and these are gorgeous. So they will be they'll be repositioned. I have one of my guys that wants one of them, and I think Christine has a family member that wants one of them. I don't know that I'll put one back in the yard though. Remember, this Rostrata is going to be moved over in its place, and all of these moonshine, that's it, moonshine, will be up for grabs too. Agaves will be taking, I got one of the perii out of this blue pot. The perii are going to go in the ground. This barrel cactus will go in the ground. And yes, we did talk about it. And this, Gordon got the Petalanthus out of here and moved down where the agave Ficoria McDouglii was. And this looks so much better. Just love that.
Let's go to the front.
Yeah, so as the day has progressed, I've had inspiration. Christine has had inspiration. The team has had inspiration. So another thing that we didn't discuss earlier was they have 2 Lakeland Terriers. Recalcitrant is a good descriptor for these dogs, and they like to tear down through the slope, which Christine doesn't want them to do, thus the dense planting. So my solution is tomorrow to start excavating the plants that she definitely doesn't want in here, like the arborescens, like the Jaguar, both will be available, and see if we can't take some 1.5 or 2 foot boulders and place in the places where we move the plants out. Because I don't want to just keep putting in more plants, because it's just going to be a constant issue. So we're going to try that, adding rock where we take plants out and see what happens. I think it's going to be great. Out here, I think she's not 100% committed to it, but we may do an experiment. Gordon would like to have this Bainsii for his front yard. So he's going to be taking it as a cutting, going to cut these pieces off. And Christine is wondering if it wouldn't be really interesting to watch and see if it'll branch beneath the cuts and create a brand new shaped plant. The Caudex is so beautiful. I vote yes. I think that's a fabulous experiment and a fun idea. So we'll keep you posted on that. Out here, I was able to limb up and air out the Bainsii rather considerably. This one, as I was going to town with the Sawzall, I noticed a nest, and inside that nest are 2 little blue speckled eggs. So we just left that alone. Not going to bother that. This Gwingolia is going to get moved down to this area here. then that pot with the beautiful twisted cactus in it is going to get restaged. This aloe is going to be coming out of this pot, and I'm going to put a collectible plant in there for her. Prime real estate, as I like to say. So Luke and Hannah and Miguel, and now Gordon on cleanup, got all those arborescens out.
It was a labor of love.
Big time labor of love. And now we're going to cap the irrigation and plant barrel cactus down there. I got one of the Opuntias out myself, and now I am covered in glaucids. Miguel's working on the other one, bless his heart. And we also, Luke and Hannah, got that giant agave out of the ground that was up there. And this whole front area is going to be reinvented with plants that, you know, we've taken out from the back. More of a collector's garden, less of a tapestry. I'll have 2 designated tapestry areas for her to play in. She's got all of her pots. And the rest will be just beautiful specimens so that she doesn't have to spend her whole life out here working in the garden. She can just enjoy it. So, again, email me designforserenity@yahoo.com if you're in the San Diego area and you'd like to come by for some free plants tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday. We'd love to have you. If you are interested in volunteering on this job, also email me, or, well, better to email me at designforserenity@yahoo.com. I'd love to talk to you about the possibility of having you come help us. Daddy's off to the dump. That'll be a regular occurrence all week long. Y'all have fun out in the garden. Thanks so much for following along. This has been Laura reporting for Team DFS in Pacific Beach with day 1 of our 3, probably 4-day renovation. Bye, guys.